Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. Hope you guys are rocking and rolling and having a great Friday evening. I'm just going to get a little closer to the microphone for whatever reason. It's just not as loud as it usually is. But here we go. Friday night, folks. It's here. I hope you guys have had a great one. I know it's super late for you folks on the East Coast. But, you know, for some of you folks that are across the pond, maybe you are waking up a little bit early, even though it is the weekend, as you say over there. We just call it the weekend over here. There's no fun emphasis or anything. You guys can hear little Duncan clawing at my chair, I'm sure. Duncan, do you want to say hi to everyone? Duncan wants to play. There he is. Little Dunky! Dunkle butts! Dunk dunk! Say hi, Duncan. Yeah. Always makes me think of that Presidents of the United States of America song, that Kitty song. Little bag of bones been out all night. I really love the Presidents of the United States of America. I'm a big fan. But anyways, yeah, guys, we are going to cover some movie news. We've got like a block of Jason kind of stuff we can talk about. For some reason, Peacock is turning Eli Roth's Hostel into a TV show, and I normally wouldn't cover that, but it's funny, the little tidbit of who's going to star in the show is directly ties back to something we were talking about yesterday here on the late night random that I've been doing here while house sitting at my sister's place. And then we're going to get into some other fun stuff. There's Gremlins 3 script. We are still here celebrating 10 years with an anniversary Blu-ray. The Conjuring Last Rites final trailer is here. There's a Return of the Living Dead video game, which doesn't seem to understand how to pronounce Unida. Trailer for a movie called Whistle, which is the latest walking sim type movie, but it's got Daphne Keane from Logan and Deadpool and Wolverine in there, and it looks all right. Nick Frost is in there as well. Osgood Perkins talking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. NECA is putting out a Munsters line of Ultimate figures. I love the Munsters, so I want to talk about that. So there's a whole bunch of fun stuff. I'm just going to put on some chapstick so my lips don't get too dry, because guys, out here in the desert, you have to moisturize, you know, body, lips, everything. So I'm going to say what's up to everyone hanging out here. We will talk a little bit about The Naked Gun. I just got back from checking that movie out, so I can talk to you guys a little bit about that. Let me line something up for that, actually. Let's see here. Because I haven't done an out-of-theater reaction for The Naked Gun. Maybe I'll do that after this, and you guys won't have to watch it because you'll know what I think. But we have 21 people watching right now. Guys, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We are only, let's see here, 16 people away from crossing 1,600 subs. That would be amazing. Maybe we can do it tonight. If you guys all hit that like button, what it's going to do is it's going to pop up this stream in other people's feeds. So if we got some insomniacs out on the East Coast looking for something new to watch, or some West Coast folks like me that aren't, you know, up too late yet, maybe they would want to tune in for some of this news. So yeah, how cool would that be? Holy cow, Leanna Bevy Rage is in the house, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. I'm seeing on the YouTube side, I can see all the newest chats. I'm so surprised that Leanna is awake right now because it's so late out there. Yeah, it's such a nice surprise. All right, I'm gonna say what's up to everyone, and then we'll get to talking. Okay, how about that? All right, let me scroll all the way up here. We got Paula Fitzhenry, one of our great channel members. How you doing, Paula? Ashton Luck is in the house. What's happening, Ashton? Always a pleasure, my guy. Lamontre Gillard is in the house. What's happening, Lamontre? Oh, we got Erica, one of the greatest mods out there in the YouTube horror sphere. And she's reminding everyone to hit that like button, as she always does. Very good. Erica, I would imagine you have like a notepad always open up on the side in another window, and you just can copy and paste all your great plugs there. Yes, Meowdy, back to you as well. Chester Franklin Jr., what's happening? Chester says, have a great stream, Davey. It's 1:20 here in Michigan for me. Don't forget people to hit that like and show Davey some love. Hell yeah, Chester. Well, hopefully you get to check the replay tomorrow. I know I've been going, starting really late. It's not something that's going to be a regular thing, but while I'm out here at my sister's, I'll make it a regular thing. Antonis Andriotis says, hey, Davey, what's up, Mr. Iconic Death Rate? That is too sweet. Usually I say that people use the word iconic too much. I'm going to give Antonis a pass here. You can call me iconic all you want. How about that? All right, who else do we have in here? Paula says the Naked Gun is going to be the next movie that I'm going to be seeing. Oh, do you have a friend and you take turns buying each other tickets? That's super sweet. Yeah. Very hyped for the Hostel TV show. Love those torture movies. Yeah, they're not really my cup of tea, but I am excited because of one piece of news there. I love the Hostel movies, so me too. Yeah, I think I've only seen the first one. It's funny, when it comes to Eli Roth, I'm all about that Thanksgiving action. Like, give me more, ode to the great era of slashers, 80s slashers, 70s. Like, give me that Eli Roth. That's what I really dig, But more power to you. If you dig it, you dig it. We got Gory Tiger in the chat. How's it going, Gory? So great to see you. And we've got, who else? Oh my gosh, Prince is in the house. Davey's inspiring me to make my own late night TV show. That could work, honestly speaking. Well, shoot, Prince, especially if it's early afternoon for you, but late night for us. Right now we've got 25 people in here. I think the other night, now 27. The other night we got up to like 35, that's pretty much where I cap out unless I have somebody like Lee from Drum Dums or Cody Leach or Chris Stanley or Vincent DeSanti on the channel. Like, usually it's, right at 30 to 35, Yeah, I'm curious. Did everyone hit that like button? Let's find out, guys. Let's find out. Let's see. I'm going to reload it. Over 25 people watching right now, but just 18 likes. So, Erica, I think we're going to have to crack some skulls here. Let's see who else we got. The Thanksgiving teaser trailer for the first one came out in September 2023. So maybe there's still hope. The Thanksgiving 2 teaser trailer next month. I just don't think they've been able to shoot the movie. So unfortunately, Antonis, I think we're getting that movie in 2026. I don't want to admit it, but yeah, I can't lie to myself anymore. What's happening? Dave Vanderhoff says, what's up, Davey? 1:40 a.m. Eastern Standard. Yes. Yeah, it's late out there for sure. We got Ben Grimm in the house watching from work. Well, don't shirk your duties, but I hope you have a great time listening and watching, Ben. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you jumping in. Ben, maybe you're just a night owl, or I guess you work. Are you stateside, Ben, or are you across the pond? Curious to know. We got Jamie Hart, the original Death Squad mod, and one of our great channel members in the house. How you doing, Jamie? We got Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music. Corey, congratulations on crossing the 500 subscriber mark earlier today. Guys, if you don't subscribe over to Wilkie's Movies and Music, you're going to want to go give Corey a subscribe over there. Yeah, Saturday. Well, there you go. Yeah, I always, even as a kid, I'm like, man, fuck that shit. If it was Friday and I haven't gone to sleep yet, I'm still calling it Friday until I wake up the next day, Tomorrow, that whole kind of thing. Now, this is late night with the Davey. Fucking A right, Gory Tiger. Yeah, Duncan is really, really cute. Oh, my gosh. Where is my tombstone? I'm at a different location, so I packed a whole bunch of stuff from the studio to come over here for a week, Dave. I thought about bringing that, and I was like, I would hate for it to get damaged in transit. And then I was like, I don't know if I'd have a spot to put it, but I guess I could have just put it on the bed right there. It's true. If I end up going back over to my brother's in the interim, Dave, I will grab the tombstone. Although I'm trying my best to just stay out here in this neck of the woods, just cut down on the driving and all that kind of fun stuff. We got Tyler Adams in the chat. What's happening, Tyler? I just got back from watching The Naked Gun with Cecil, Tyler, and he was telling me a little bit about what you guys had talked about earlier today, and I'm super pumped, man. I can't wait to see what you guys are cooking up. What? Says Matt Arnett. How are you doing, Matt? So great to see you, bud. Yeah, just in a little bit of a different spot. My sister and her family are on the East Coast doing a little baseball stadium tour. So I am watching their cat and their house, and they've got a pool. So it's really cool. So when I'm done here, guys, I might have a little midnight dip in the pool. Not skinny dipping. Everyone get your friggin' mind out of the gutter, okay? Even though I'm alone and I could do whatever I want, I'll still wear a bathing suit because I'm proper, okay? I'm a gentleman. At least as far as you guys know, I am a gentleman. Yeah, Presidents of the United States of America. Oh my God, like one of the most original rock and roll bands I've ever heard in my life. And it's tough to sound truly original when you're doing rock and roll. It's tough to not sound derivative of a band like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or the Kinks, you know, those like core bands that kind of influenced everyone. Zeppelin, I guess, is one of those as well. But I do think the presidents of the United States of America truly have a sound that is like no other. Let's see here. Oh, I don't even remember that, Antonis. So I guess it's, you know, because it's a franchise that's not near and dear to me, I might have just memory dumped that one. My apologies. Let's see here. I did not see the Munsters movie that came out in 2022. It's that long ago? Oh my gosh. It looked so bad. It looked so unfunny. So I gave it a miss. I'm digging the shirt. You know what's funny is I've never been pumped on this shirt. Every time I wear it, though, I get a compliment from a lady. And even if 50% of the time that lady is my mom, every time I wear the shirt, I'm like, all it is beige with like navy blue dots. That's all it is. It's amazing. You know, sometimes it's the little things, the simple things in life. Yes, truly the Night Owls. Look at the dark hair, the Leanna dark hair era, the villain era of the Bevy Rage. What's happening, Lido? Lido, I did see your Facebook message. Chicago 2027 MLB All-Star Game. Sounds pretty dope. Might have to tear up the old town, huh? Tear up that second city. Fuck that shit up. We got Jeff from John Doe Juggalo. What's happening? Jeff says, I'm hoping to make it to Naked Gun tomorrow. Lonely Island. That's right. Directed by the Lonely Island guy. We got Oracle 684 in the house. Says, hey, Davey, I'm up late tonight. I was at Flashback Week in Chicago. It's a horror convention. Yes, I have heard of that one. My buddy Bill Frickenstein from the Ever Scathed is out there. He says, Oracle says the convention had a huge display of the new Conjuring movie. They had a little baby doll. It was in a glass. Oh, like a glass case. We got Pat, that Halloween movie collector, one of our great channel members in the house, giving his best a la Cokehead from Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. All right, who else do we got here? I don't want to forget to do this, but I am going to give some channel memberships, some channel memberships. We got the Daily Ghost in the house, our newest addition to the Death Squad mod. There you go. Got the presets. I figured you drop them so they're so consistent, you know. Definitely iconic, a voice for radio and videos, and a face for your dreams. Not nightmares, good dreams. Not bad dreams, not weird dreams. Oh, maybe some weird dreams, depending on who you are, but hopefully mostly good dreams. Let's see who else we got here. There you go. You got to crack those skulls to get the likes up. There we go. Likes went up. Hell yeah. Stateside, I work third shift, so I get paid to watch live streams. Dude, I need a job like that. Or a job where I can get paid to live stream. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of ad revenue. But you guys can also throw me super chats if you're feeling frisky. Or the QR code if you don't want Google to take any of the money. There we go. Here we go. What else do we got? I know I am just shilling for myself here. I'm pretty sure it wasn't filmed yet. I don't know, Antonis. We haven't heard anything about it. So Jimmy Stewart would wear a swimsuit alone in a pool. Yeah. It's what's proper. I would do an imitation of Jimmy Stewart, but really it would just be an imitation of Jim Carrey doing an imitation of Jimmy Stewart. Nah, get naked, Davey. No one's there. What if they have cameras that I don't know about, Erica? What if, you know? I don't know. Let's see what else we got. We got Jay Diamond in the house. How you doing, Jay? So great to see ya. Kiss has been my favorite rock and roll band since I was a kid. They're talk about iconic. There you go. Let's see here. Sven Gulli in England did a stage show tonight at Flashback. That's got to be one hell of a time right there. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. I work a double tomorrow. Damn, Lido. All right, well, enjoy the double shift. I hope it goes well for you, and I hope you also enjoy the Naked Gun. Yes, have a great night. Send Jenny all of our love. You know, a good moderator has a notepad open with all the links and everything they need for a good stream. There you go. Yeah, Lido. Let's start planning everything for 2027. You can never start too early. I'll book my hotel tomorrow. What's happening? Aaron Click is in the house. How are you doing, Aaron? So good to see you. Eli said Thanksgiving 2 was postponed because some of the people working on the movie lost their homes in the LA fires. That sucks. Thanks to your unboxing of my Tombstone, Davey. Brett from Good Real Hunting ordered one. I'm almost done with his. Hell yeah, man. I'm glad you could get a little commission work. How about that? Holy cow, Lido dropping the $4.99 says, here's your nighttime lullaby, Davey. Good night. Sleep well, brother. Hope you have a great day tomorrow, and we'll see you next time around. And yeah, just thank you again for the $4.99. Guys, I need to other channels have those clips ready to go for super chats. Maybe if I did something fun like that, you know, we'd see more of the super chat love in here. Or I can just make you guys feel bad. I can literally just do an entire stream where I just hold a hat out and I don't even talk. I just look very forlorn and destitute. Maybe hold a chimney brush and put a little dirt on my face. I don't know. Would that work? Maybe. Ooh, how much for a tombstone? There you go. You got some other potential buyers there, Vanderhoff. Yeah, that's what I figured is they would be shooting early next year to try to get it out for Thanksgiving next year. Yeah. You know, I don't think I've ever listened to his rock band. I've seen little clips of him on stage, but you know, he seems like he's an okay guitar player. You know, nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. Let's see here, guys. Let me just give you my quick and dirty on the Naked Gun. I'm a massive fan of the original Naked Gun movies. I love, you know, the Zuckers and Abrams and all that. You know, Airplane, Kentucky Fried Movie, Top Secret, Hot Shots, all that kind of stuff. Love that stuff. And the Naked Gun movies, I think I saw the second and third in the theater. I was a little too young to have seen the first one in the theater. And I love those movies. I especially love the first two. I really love a lot. And the third one I think is pretty good too. I don't think it quite holds up to the power of the first two. And this movie, the latest one, I just got back, so it's pretty fresh. Man, only 85 minutes. So they get in and they get out and they don't waste your time. They don't make you watch a 2-hour comedy movie. I really dig that. The first act was very, very strong. I think the best jokes and the biggest laughs I had were from the first act. The second act was still pretty solid. And the third act I thought it didn't really fall off completely for me, but it didn't end as strong as it had started. So I enjoyed it quite a bit regardless. Liam Neeson was really good. Pamela Anderson was really good as well. That Kevin Durand guy is in there, and I always love seeing him in movies. He's not in it quite enough to give me all the laughs that I think we could have gotten from him, and I think that's one of the bigger. I think if I have a criticism for the movie, it's just that the supporting cast doesn't get enough time featured on camera. So they do a fine job for, you know, how much they're there, but I think they could have been used a little bit more. Honestly, I think the movie could have been a good 10 minutes longer if it were spent mixing in some of the supporting cast. So yeah, I'm not going to really dive into Naked Gun. It's kind of tough to, you know, do a full technical review of a comedy movie because it's about so much of it has to do with taste. I would say if you like the original Naked Gun movies, you like Hot Shots, you know, top secret airplane, that kind of humor, then I think you're going to enjoy this one. And I recommend seeing it in a packed house. So go to like a later showing, or, you know, check the app that you're buying tickets on, and go to a showing that's got a lot of people, and stay for the credits, because they put jokes in the credits. There's like a Netflix password. There's like a child labor coordinator. They do all sorts of silly stuff in the credits. So yeah, there's plenty of fun to be had, and some jokes that like really worked well for me. And there were a couple. It seemed like they could have had a piece that was like one huge joke that like kind of snowballs, and I don't think they ever quite got there with this one, but plenty of great jokes peppered throughout the film. So that's pretty much all I want to say about Naked Gun. I don't want to spoil it or anything. I would say, like, especially when it comes to comedy movies, you know, try to avoid the trailers, because some of those jokes are really good, and then when you go see the movie, you're like, oh, I've already seen this like 5 or 6 times or whatever. Or even if you've only seen it once or twice, I think it kind of takes enough of the air out of that balloon. I will say this though, the whole scene that they show in that first trailer where it's like he's wearing like the little schoolgirl outfit or whatever, and, you know, thwarting the bank robbery, there are so many more jokes in that scene than what they show in the trailer, and I loved that about it. That was a great scene and had some moments that really got me going there. All right, I'm gonna have a sip of water and jump back in and see what you guys are saying. Can never have enough water out here in the desert, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Daily Ghost is editing the Naked Gun review now. Was none too pleased with this one. Ooh. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It didn't rock my socks off like I had hoped it would, but I did enjoy it. I'm glad some of you mods are on your game, because I'm definitely off mine. I had one heck of a weird week. Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing. You know, we have a team here, and I trust and love all the mods here. I mean, I love all of you guys regardless, but usually the mods don't have to do much other than encourage you guys to like and subscribe, and, you know, think about signing up for memberships and all that kind of fun stuff. And then occasionally maybe somebody needs to be put in timeout. Occasionally. Let's see here. What else do we got going? We got Shay Rants in the chat. What's happening, Shay? So good to see you, man. Always a pleasure. Got to catch your live earlier. That was a fun time jumping on there. Reddington, I think Medley Man means Eddington, is the best movie of the year. Yeah, you're still riding that Eddington train. I remember you saying that last night. Yeah, that's good. I'll have to check that one out. Audio drops and clips. Still need an Arnold Schwarzenegger Jamie. That would be a good one. Yes, that would be good. From Jingle All the Way. Yeah. All right. Looks like Dave and Jamie are getting their business deals going. We got Brett in the house. What's happening, Brett? One of our great channel members. And we got Brendan Sanford, a brand new channel member, says, what's a good horror movie I should watch? Starting to watch one horror movie every day till Halloween. Well, Brendan, if you've never seen The Changeling with George C. Scott from 1980, I believe it's 80, maybe it's 81, I highly recommend that film. I really enjoy that one quite a bit. I think once it, depending on where you live, once it starts to cool down a little bit, even if it's just getting cool at night, Pumpkinhead. I love watching Pumpkinhead in September. Like maybe end of September, early October. To me, it just sort of brings in that feeling, that fall feeling. And it's got a really cool folklore aspect, you know, mixed with a creature feature and a bit of like a revenge thing. It's just got all these things I really love. Plus it has Lance Henriksen. I mean, I love Lance Henriksen. And I think Stan Winston directed the film. Is that right? Do I have that right? And I don't think he directed very many movies, if any others at all. I mean, you know, maybe he did, but I really enjoy Pumpkinhead and The Changeling. Demons is a really good one. The Italian film Demons. Yeah, there's plenty. I could do a whole stream about movies you should watch during the spooky season. Maybe we should do something like that. Maybe we should do a September, like have a blank slate September through October, and we just fill in all the slots and we just kind of do it together. That'd be fun. Let's see here. Oh, your first video. Nice. And it's on YouTube here, Daily Ghost. Feel free to share the link to your channel so people can check it out. Are you going to drop that tonight or drop it tomorrow? I need to start trouble so the mods can time me out. Yeah. Here, let me do this, guys. Before we go any further, I'm going to gift some channel memberships. How about that? Let's see here. Oh, Leanna's going to bed. I see that on the YouTube side. Leanna, have a great sleep. I hope you get some good rest, and I hope you don't feel too rough tomorrow in the morning. And yeah, we will talk later. Thank you so much for stopping in. What a pleasant surprise. Okay, let's give some channel memberships. How about it? Boobity boobity boom. There we go. There's 5 channel members that have officially been gifted. Let's see who gets those. Oh, yeah. Medley Man was gifted a membership. Ty Lee received a membership. 3-Day Awesome. Our guy Sean Kelly. Scratch Burno was gifted a membership. And Brandon Collins. How about that? And let's just go ahead and do another membership gifting. I get 10 that I can give away every month. Maybe that will inspire some of you to gift a membership or something fun like that. We can get wild with it, people. Let's get wild. Shay Rance received a gifted membership. Antonis Andriotis, Alley Girl, our guy Bill Frickenstein, and John Jones, the UFC fighter John Jones. Welcome, everybody, to membership. I'm super pumped for you guys. And what's even cooler is a lot of those people are hanging out on this stream. So I don't know how they really do that, but I would imagine the more you pop into streams, the more it increases your chances, especially if you're in the stream when the memberships are gifted. And then it's also great to see some buddies of mine, you know, Allie and Bill, you know, some friends of mine that aren't content creators necessarily, although Bill is a little bit of a content creator. And seeing Sean Kelly there, 3-Day Awesome, get that gifted membership. Guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you might know Sean from being cosplayed as Ghost Jason, choking me out with Vincent DeSanti. That's our guy. So there you go. Hell yeah. Okay, so I'm going to catch up with the chat, and then we're going to get into some news. How does that sound, guys? How does that sound? Yeah, I've seen the original Suspiria. I've never seen the remake, although I watched like the 45-minute to hour-long review from Red Letter Media. And they really enjoyed it. It looks really good. So, like, I know how it's different from the original, and I know how it's similar. I need to watch it, though. I am a fan of the original Suspiria. It's a total mindfuck. It's a, you know, I think what's cool about those Italian movies is whether it's giallo, and I don't consider Suspiria a giallo movie. To me, it's just like a supernatural, like, witchcraft movie. I think people just call it giallo because it's Italian, and I don't think that's right. Giallo is very specific, you know. It's a it's like a slasher. The slasher wears black gloves. There are dreamy qualities, which I think a lot of Italian movies have those dreamy qualities, but it's, you know, prevalent in giallo. And then I think in giallo as well, there is like a dangerously sexy component about it. Usually they're like a sexual thriller with a black gloved killer, and that rhymes, so you know it's true. Sexual thriller with a black gloved killer. Guys, if any of you are rappers and you want to work that into your bars, feel free. Just give me credits and you know, make your lady scream my name the next time you pop her. That's all I ask for, really. Oh no, Jamie, a car accident when I was at the dentist's office. That was weird. Then my stepmom ended up in the hospital with a heart issue. I could use some good juju. Okay, guys, everybody send some good juju to Jamie. I'm doing it right now, a la Professor X. I'm sending good healing juju to Jamie and her family. Positive thoughts. Add you to my prayer list. All that good stuff. Yeah, Pumpkinhead's mate. So good. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Leanna's good night. Thank you so much, Daily Ghost. Ooh, Redneck Zombies. Flesh Eater. Okay, I don't think I've seen Flesh Eater. Redneck Zombies, that's tough for me. I mean, it's just such low budget Trauma, right? I don't even know if Trauma like produced it, or maybe they just distributed it. We got Destiny Faulkner in the house. What's happening, Des? So good to see ya. Hope you are doing well. Looks like the summer has been, the back half of the summer's been treating you well. I saw that you enjoyed Together. I did also. Yes. Good shit. Good shit. Let's see here. Suspiria, huh? I know someone who likes that movie a lot. Is it you, Jamie? Are you somebody that likes that movie a lot because you like movies with witches? Watched an unreleased found footage horror movie today to prep for a VFX pass. It's getting purchased by Tubi. Hell yeah, man. Awesome. Yeah, Tyler, your work is really good. Like when Cecil told me that he talked to you today, I was like, that guy's so talented. I want to see you doing more stuff. And yeah, working with Cecil as much as possible is the way to go, because the guy's got ideas just out the wazoo. One horror movie every day. How do you not have at least one day a week in which you're too tired to watch a movie? Not human. Well, yeah, I don't think I could really watch one movie a day, but it would be cool to put together a list. And then that way, if somebody was like, what movie should I watch? Like they could either pick the one that's like lined up for that day. You know, it could be something that I like post on socials and all that stuff too. We could curate it together as a community. And then even if you're like, oh, I've already seen that, maybe you just go down the list and find one that you haven't seen and give that a go. Yes, send the good vibes. There we go. Good vibes from Erica. Good vibes from Jay Diamond. Yeah, membership giveaways. Boom, there it is. 5 membership gifts. Tonight or tomorrow on YouTube. It's not that good. Maybe I'll get better, at least teleprompter-wise. You know, that's the whole thing, is just to try to get better every time you do a video. You know, the pre-recorded stuff is tough. The live stuff is kind of nice because it's like all the mistakes and whatever, I just sort of let them go, and I really enjoy interacting with you guys. But whenever I do, like I've gotten better at pre-recorded reviews and stuff like that, but they are tougher. I don't even use a teleprompter. I probably should. I do have one. I should set it up. I just usually do a few takes, and by the third or fourth time going through the spiel, I've usually got it down enough to where it, still sounds natural enough, I suppose. Maybe it doesn't, though. All right, another gift. Yes, yeah, that's right. I'm showing off the gifts I gave. That's right. That's right. There we go. Medley Man, huge. Antonis showing his thanks. You're very welcome. Yes, way to go, everyone. Yeah, Sean, I just gave away 10 memberships. So congrats, man. Now I've got to do something fun for the members. Yeah, enjoy that. You get that for a month. There's certain streams that are only for you guys, and certain watch parties and stuff like that as well. So, keep an eye out. You are very welcome, Jamie. I hope this next week is so much better and brings some much needed relief. Daniel Banks is in the house. What's happening, Daniel? Is this your first time kicking it with the Death Squad? If so, welcome on in, sir. I hope you're having a great night so far. And I'm curious, if any of you are new, let me know where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know where the new folks are popping in from. Yeah, not tall enough to grab one. Matt, we look like we could be related. Do you get that? Are you picking up on that? I don't know. Usually I wear glasses, except for I don't want all the glare on the glasses when I stream, so I put in contacts. But yeah. Guys, do Matt and I look like we could be related? I don't know. Or is it just like basic white guy shit? I don't know. Dropping the Coke emojis. Yeah, guys, there's different emojis that you have access to when you're a channel member as well. Super fun stuff. Italian giallo movies on Tubi, and I've heard good things about Suspiria. Yeah, it's not giallo, but it is really good. I would say like the giallo movies that I really love, Blood and Black Lace. I believe that's Mario Bava. That movie's really good. I also really enjoy A Bay of Blood is really good. And then what's the other one? Opera by Dario Argento. But what's Deep Red? Oh my God, Deep Red by Dario Argento. That movie is so fucking good. And then there's even, I don't know if you can technically have it be giallo and be American. I mean, the first couple Friday the 13th sort of feel a little giallo, even though they don't have the black gloves. But what's the one with Brian De Palma did one, Dress to Kill. It's an American film, but it is straight up giallo with Michael Caine. Really, really good. Aaron says, I never get gifted a membership. I've been told there's something you have to select on your settings to accept gifts. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. I don't know. Maybe I can look into that. Hit me up on the side, Aaron, and I'll take a look at that and see if there's something to that. You're very welcome, Shay. You are very welcome, Scratch Burno. Let's see here. Yeah, it might just be settings. Yeah, accepting gifts. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get into some of the news. How about that? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone new that is jumping into let's see here. Yes, I figured you would love it, Jamie. I figured you would. Let's go ahead and jump into the news, guys. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone new that's jumped in here. Watched The Monkey and Saw X earlier. Really enjoyed Saw X. Lukewarm on The Monkey. I'm kind of lukewarm on The Monkey too. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was like Osgood Perkins doing a movie that's just kind of a standard movie. And I've not seen anything past like Saw 3 in the Saw franchise, guys. I'm terrible. Maybe, but I'll probably save that for like the around St. Patty's Day, because there's not much St. Patty's Day horror related kind of stuff to dive into. Yeah, so I'll probably save it for something like that. That's a fun movie though. Hey, there we go. We do look like we could be related. I take that as a compliment. There you go, Matt. Me too. You're a handsome gent. Davey, I saw on Twitter Commanders and Patriots play each other in their first preseason. You know, okay, I'll play along and act like we're enemies, Ashton, for a few days there. But I don't pay too much attention to the preseason. But I hear you. I'm glad that football's back. It's fun to see it again. I'm a huge NFL fan. So yeah. Deep Red is super solid. Deep Red fucks, says Destiny. Oh, Des, I love your approach. Great sense of humor, Destiny there. We miss you, you know, you showing up on streams, Des, but I get it. It can be a lot, but we miss you. Tenebrae, Creepers, there you go. A couple other great ones. Yeah, Dress to Kill is amazing. It blew me away. It really did. Brian De Palma has this really interesting, like, he's able to pull these influences and they don't seem like copies. So something like Dress to Kill feels as much like Hitchcock as it does like Argento or Bava, but it's still in a way like that's just something that De Palma does really well. You know, movies like Blowout that have a very Hitchcockian kind of feel as well, but it's like he's able to emulate those characteristics that I think are tough. You know, it's that dial has to be like perfectly dialed in, you know, or else it just doesn't feel right. Like the Jason Universe mask, you know. Bay of Blood I have saved on Tubi along with Blood and Black Lace. Yeah, dude. Blood and Black Lace, like very, very impressive to me. When I watched it the first time, like just the intro scene, the way they like reveal the characters, the use of color and the lounge kind of music and just everything, I was like, oh man, this is like, I would love to see Tarantino do a movie just like Blood and Black Lace. Like I would love to see a Tarantino film that is like a straight up giallo. Would be really fucking cool. We got the Field of Screams podcast in the chat. What's happening, Field of Screams? So great to see ya. Okay, and I'm just gonna make sure we're not missing everyone here. All right, hot stuffs. I have to be up in 5 hours. All right, well, thank you so much for kicking in with us, Matt. Hope you have a great night's sleep and a good day tomorrow, my guy. Will Destiny and Braden go to Halloween Horror Nights this year? Yeah, there it is. I figured for sure. A good moderator uses fuck a lot of. Yeah, well, Des will use fuck. Jamie she'll censor herself all the time. I love it. Okay, guys, let's jump into the news. We've got some fun. We'll just see what we get through tonight, right? Because there's a lot here to cover. So I might have to jump in. I might have to do like a part 2 tomorrow. But let's get into some Friday the 13th news. How about it? Okay. Are you guys ready? Are you pumped? Oh, shit. I didn't set this up ahead of time. Let me do something like this. There we go. I'm going to do this. And there we are. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I know you guys are probably like, what's this guy doing? This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Yes, very professional here on the Davey Death Ray channel. Okay, are we there? Are we popping up? Are we good? Are you guys pumped? Are you ready? Can you hear me? Okay, all right. What's up, Billy Judd? Welcome on in, bud. I see you jumping in there. How are you doing? So good to see you. Okay, guys, let's take a look at this. Yeah, this was published a few days ago on July 29th. So my apologies. I just let a few days go by before, jumping back in and covering the news. But we've got this really cool article here from John Squires of Bloody Disgusting. And so, yeah, guys, this one is rare Friday the 13th franchise photos shared by Jason Universe from Barsamian Family Archives. So, yeah, this one was posted July 29th by John Squires. We've got some really great pictures here. Look at Crispin Glover. Look at that hair. What a beaut. And for those of you that are watching this after the fact, I'll have these chopped out and a little bit easier to see than the live audience is getting right now. But you live people, you can always jump in and check out the clip if you want to see them in their full glory, or you can check out the article on Bloody Disgusting for yourselves. And yeah, if you guys are watching after the fact, jump on into the comments. Let me know what you think of these behind the scenes photos. Just look at that. He's got that pained face on. Oh, Crispin Glover. So good in the final chapter. And the article here says, the Jason Universe team was on hand at San Diego Comic-Con over the weekend, where they revealed the first trailer for upcoming short form vignette, Sweet Revenge, and also teased that a new movie and new video game are top priorities for the brand going forward. Fans who attended the SDCC panel were also treated to never before seen archival photos from the Barsamian family, which mostly provided a peek behind the scenes of fan favorite fourth installment, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Robert and Robbie Barsamian, for context, are executives at Horror Inc., the company behind the Jason Universe initiative. Some of these photos have been seen before, while others are quite rare and have indeed never been seen by most Friday the 13th fans, with particular highlights including a few behind-the-scenes shots of Corey Feldman and Crispin Glover from the set of the final chapter. So, thankfully, these Rare Friday photos have been released online, and you can check out the gallery below. All photos featured in this article are property of the Barsamian family. So yeah, for the live audience here, I'm just going to kind of skim through and give you guys a few moments to check out some of these photos. In the clipped out video, you'll be able to see them in all their glory, full screen and all that good stuff. So this looks to be, yeah, behind the scenes crew right here. Look at that sweater. That looks like a very itchy but also very warm sweater there. Love the 80s hair. I'm a big fan of big hair. You know what it is? I don't know. There's something about it. Like if you look like a wild woman, I think I'm gonna like that. I kind of like the wild woman hair, you know. This must be the Barsamian family and some of the other producers. And then, wow, that Esquire Theaters photo there, Boston, Massachusetts. That looks like well before the final chapter. That looks like a lounge or jazz trio or something like that. And look at that. We got Ted White there in the water, walking out of the lake. Oh, my God. Ted White with the nurse here. Look how he is just a mountain of a man. When people say mountain of a man, that they're talking about Ted White. Look at how big he is. I mean, the nurse is probably relatively short, but she looks like a child standing there next to him. Nice little kind of behind the scenes alternate take there photo of Teddy Bear and Crispin Glover's character, whose name I can never remember. Why can't I ever remember his name? I think it's one of the names they used in the video game, if I'm correct. Gosh, what is his name? It's the other guy's Paulie, the guy with the blue hat. You guys will let me know in the chat. And then we got some other photos here. I'll feature all of these on the clipped out stream and everything. There is a really interesting, like, on the far right there for the live audience, you can see it. It's like a a clip from a newspaper article that's a review of the very first Friday the 13th movie. And it's so funny because it just accuses it of being like this splatter movie that doesn't have like any sort of like, you know, pullback or sensibilities or anything like that. It's really interesting just how, even though the times change and the gore gets more extreme, you know, the critics are always kind of saying the same thing about these movies. I would love to know what the person who wrote this article would think of something like Terrifier based on how they feel about the first Friday the 13th, which is, it's gory and everything, don't get me wrong, but it's relatively tame compared to some things that we've seen since then, certainly. And then we got a shot here of Corey Feldman getting his makeup done there, you know, being wannabe Jason there. He's probably thinking about what it's going to be to tour around with Limp Bizkit in 40 years. It's probably his thoughts right there. And then a cool little promo. Looks like, again, just a copy from a newspaper of the original Friday the 13th ad, The Perfect Day for Terror. I wonder if this is is this the one that he used in Variety or whatever it was? I don't know. Maybe they didn't have that sophisticated of an ad for that, but still a great shot there of that one. So yeah, there are some fun photos there from the behind the scenes on the final chapter, and you guys can check those out on Bloody Disgusting. I can't get over it. I'm going to send this picture to Leanna because she's a big like James Dean kind of guy, and Crispin Glover really is like honing in on that James Dean look right here. So I'm going to shoot that one off to her. And then we've got some casting news as well, guys. So yeah, to cover some casting news for the Crystal Lake TV show, we have an article here from John Squire. Says Nancy Nagrant playing relative of original Friday the 13th character in Crystal Lake. There we go. We have a shot there of Nancy. And the article says, casting continues on the upcoming Friday the 13th television series Crystal Lake, with filming on the project underway as we speak. The series from Peacock and A24 is set to be an expanded prequel to the original slasher classic from 1980, and that's been reflected by many of the casting announcements that have been hitting our desk in recent weeks. Callum Vincent is playing a young Jason Voorhees in the series, with Linda Cardellini starring as Mrs. Voorhees. Cameron Scroggins is playing Dorf, also a character from the original Friday the 13th, with Nick Cordelleone as Crazy Ralph, Daniel Koch as Claudette, and Phoenix Parnevik as Barry, all characters from that original movie. The fan website Friday the 13th franchise additionally reports today that Nancy Nagrant has joined the cast as Kay Christie, a relative of Steve Christie from Friday the 13th, 1980. And then they just break down who played Steve Christie in that original film, and they give us a little more information on the series. We've all covered that before here on, you know, the channel, but we also have, let me bring it up here. There we go. IMDb. We talked about this the other day, but I figured I would share this with you guys and just work it into, you know, what we're covering here for all the Friday the 13th stuff. So we've got, here we go. So we've also got Zachary Branch, who has been added to the Crystal Lake TV series. This has been out there for a little bit, so, you know, other folks have covered this one here. But Zachary is slated to play adult Jason. He's listed for one episode. It doesn't mean that he's only going to be in one episode, but that's all we have listed here for Zachary Branch. But if you can see there with the picture, let me just bring it up here there for you. I see what they're doing here with the look. I think they've got a good look, especially just imagine him, you know, I would imagine they won't have much hair on him, if any at all, you know, for the Jason look. So I think they're kind of going for that, you know, maybe this won't be the final version of Jason. Maybe in season 2, we'll see like a fully grown up Jason, but Zachary Branch would play the in-between. Or I don't know, maybe he is a full on, you know, budding stunt actor. I do see here on his IMDb, he did do some stunt work for Mikey Day on Saturday Night Live. So, and then he's had other smaller roles in Blue Bloods and Monarch Legacy of Monsters. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how this all develops here with Zachary. There's another shot of Zachary there. So yeah, more casting news on the Crystal Lake TV show. Things are starting to really get fleshed out for this show, and I am getting more and more excited to see, what they've got in store for us. I think, man, it just, as long as the story is well figured out, and as long as these episodes, rebuild the foundation for Friday the 13th for us fans, I think we'll be really happy. I think it would have to be pretty bad for us to not love it. We're sort of starved for official Friday the 13th content right now, that I think they would really have to kind of go out of their way to screw the pooch on this one. It seems like there's plenty of opportunity for them to rebuild the foundation and give us something that we'll be so excited about, especially moving forward with the franchise. And to continue with the Jason news here, guys, we've got another little something from the Angry Orchard and Jason universe folks. They have joined forces for limited edition thriller pack of hard cider, and they also have some merch. How about that? So this article comes to us by way of John Squires over at Bloody Disgusting. Here's a shot of that thriller pack. So there's a variety pack of 4 different ciders there. You can get a better look at this on the Angry Orchard website. They even do a little moving GIF kind of thing that shows the glow in the dark element, which is pretty cool. I wish I liked the mask more, but admittedly it does look better on the can of blood orange cider than it does when they're holding it up at Comic-Con. So this article here from John Squires says, Jason Voorhees officially returns to the screen on August 13th. Well, to your phone or to your computer screen. Jason Voorhees officially returns to the screen on August 13th with the premiere of Sweet Revenge, a short-form vignette from the Jason Universe team that kicks off a collaboration with the hard cider makers over at Angry Orchard. The vignette is sponsored by Angry Orchard, and the alcoholic beverage will be prominently featured in the slasher short starring Jason. In addition to the short film, we've learned that Angry Orchard will be releasing a special thriller pack of hard cider that features spooky cans emblazoned with Jason's image. Releasing in August, the thriller pack from Jason Universe and Angry Orchard features 12 cans of hard cider in total, with 4 different flavors that each feature fun Halloween names. So the full lineup includes Berry Bewitched, that one is for Jamie, Blood Orange, Headless Pumpkin, and Sinful Apple. Guys, let me know in the chat. If you're watching this after the fact, let me know in the comments which hard cider sounds like the best one to you. Sinful Apple, I'm kind of curious. Blood Orange, though. I'll take all the Blood Orange, whatever you got. The article finishes off here. It's the Blood Orange can that's particularly special for Friday the 13th fans, as the new Jason Voorhees mask dominates the can art. The mask is also featured prominently on the packaging for the thriller pack, which glows in the dark to make the mask pop even further. In addition to the thriller pack, individual 16-ounce and 24-ounce cans of Angry Orchard's crisp apple cider, hard cider, will be available, and those feature limited edition Jason Universe artwork. And Angry Orchard will also be releasing special Jason Universe merchandise this August, including drinking glasses, a hoodie, and a can koozie. Check out the exclusive merch below. So yes, there we go. Welcome to Freaky Season is how they're pitching it. And we got that glow in the dark image there as well. The individual cans. All right. Berry Bewitched. Oh, that one's kind of bringing me around. I dig that. I like the purple. It's perfect for you, Jamie. I don't even know if you like cider, but you like purple and you like witches. So there you go. All right. And there's a little bit of a different for just their crisp apple. We can see the can there. I love the colors there. The masks, it still looks better, even though I don't like the eye holes. It does look better there. And then we got some merch. You can see the hoodie, the glass, the koozies, and the what looks to be a plastic cup. So there you go, guys. Jason Universe merch mixed with Angry Orchard hard cider. That's the way it's going. That's the way it's rolling. Let me know what you think about all of this Friday the 13th news, whether it's the Crystal Lake TV show, the Jason Universe, Angry Orchard, Sweet Revenge, short form vignette, and even the recent casting news and the older pictures from the final chapter. It's really cool after, 40 plus years to be seeing stuff that's, new for us fans, especially because so many of us love that movie. I know for a lot of people, it is their favorite film in the franchise. So let me know, guys, in the chat, if you're watching live, what you think about all this Friday the 13th news. If you're watching after the fact, let me know down in the comments below. There you go. All right, I'm going to jump back in and see what you guys are saying. I'm sure I've missed a lot of chats. A whole bunch of chats. Maybe not. Maybe not. Saw these pictures the other day, Davey. I love the one with Crispin Glover, this giant 80s hair. Yeah, so good. Yeah, David Lynch too. Yep. Volume. What? Oh, with the hair. I was like, oh, did I dip out? Jimbo, thank you so much. Yeah, CJ Graham's my favorite Jason too. Yeah, I mean Ted White's great. It's kind of tough. I love them all so much. I own the Crystal Lake Memories, Crystal Lake Memories, the book. I'm surprised that none of these pictures were considered for that book. Maybe they just wanted to hold on to something, for when they got more control over the property. Yeah, Derek Mears is a great Jason too. Yeah. What's happening, Eli, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods? How are you doing, Eli? So great to see ya. Hope you're having a good night. Let's see here. Did everyone hit the like button? Come on, y'all. Come on. Good old Limp Bizkit. Kane Hodder's a great Jason. He just isn't in the best movies, unfortunately. That must be a Limp Bizkit lyric. I like the first Limp Bizkit album quite a bit. I can't really hang with them after that. Oh my goodness. I just can't get enough water. Just can't get enough. What's happening, Jeff? How are you doing? So great to see you. Holy cow, you guys. We have 30 people here in the chat. If you could all hit the like button, that would be amazing. If you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe. We're like 16 away from crossing 1600. I want to know who's going to play Steve Christie as well, or if is he even going to be in the show? He should be in the show. I would think so, but they haven't announced that. It's kind of odd to me. Kind of odd. He's wearing the sweater around his neck like Warrington Gillette does, Davey. I don't know. I haven't seen that picture of Warrington Gillette with the sweater. I guess so. Maybe for a pre-recorded short, maybe something like that. I don't think so. I don't know, Antonis. We probably won't know until we see him. I don't know if the Crystal Lake people are going to be using the Jason Universe stuff at all. I think they've just agreed to sort of play in their own playgrounds. And I don't know if they're going to be mixing props or lore, really. Yeah, or they'll put them in the burlap sack. I don't know. We need a Freddy worm bong. That would be awesome. Friday the 13th bong, making an axe or something like that. Hey, yo, Jamie taking advantage there says, speaking of merch, check out the Death Ray merch store and get yourself some sweet gear. Yeah, guys, there is a whole bunch of new stuff there up on the shop on Fourth Wall. And if you use the promo code Death Squad, you'll get 15% off at checkout. You could make up your own, Dez, and you could shoot a little video and show off what it is. That could be fun. That could be fun. You know what you could do to make any of these ciders a cocktail is you just drop a shot of vodka into the cider, and there you go. Now it's a cocktail. What's happening, guys? So great to see ya. Holy cow, 34 people watching. You guys are amazing. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, the glow-in-the-dark aspect is pretty cool, for sure. Yeah. Freaky season. What kind of freaky things are these into? Yeah, I'm thirsty for one of these ciders right meow. Sinful Apple sounds good, Davey, but I can't drink due to the blood thinner I'm on, so I probably won't try this. Well, you know, alcohol is certainly not required. You're better off without it, that's for sure. Yeah, the blood orange just for the image. I hear ya. We need Jason KY jelly. Oh my god. And what they could do is on the top of the KY jelly, they could have the hockey mask and you squeeze it and it comes out of the eye holes and the 13 holes in the mask. You know, like those old like glue sticks. Jason condoms. There. Oh, you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking with the KY, just with the condom. Ooh, we'll probably dip out shortly to watch Sinners and maybe Barbarian. 2 great movies, Sean. Can't go wrong. Hope you enjoy. I am a thirsty bitch, Des. That's right. That's right. What were your guys' and girls' thoughts on the new Conjuring trailer? I'm pretty pumped. And for Welcome to Derry. Yeah, we're going to jump into some of that news for sure. We are going to, yes, Jason condoms. Crazy idea with the KY. Yeah, I'm a crazy kind of guy. Okay, so slay your partner. Oh, God. You want to see Jenna Ortega as Marcy? Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have Marcy. I haven't seen her name pop up there. Yeah, Space Hunter 83 waking up to Jason condoms. Hell of a way to walk into a stream, you know. Slap that puck, you beastly hockey fan. Oh, my God. Yeah, make sure your slap shot hits the back of her net. Fun stuff like that. Haven't seen the new Conjuring trailer, kind of burn out on that series. Yeah, let's jump into the next news story, shall we? Let me go ahead and get this going. Oh yeah, folks. So we got some new trailer action for Chuck Russell's remake of Witchboard that's coming out, I believe, this month. I think August 15th. And for purposes of not getting the video demonetized, I don't think I will show the red band trailer here. But if you're watching after the fact, I will drop a link in the description below so you can watch it. I'll just link the Bloody Disgusting article here written by John Squires, and you can check it out there. But the article here says, Witchboard, red band trailer for Chuck Russell's remake peels off faces and spills a lot of blood. And there we go. We got a peeled off face right there. That is, the gums and teeth are just haunting there. I'm going to move past that. The article says, now this is what we're talking about. A much better red band trailer for director Chuck Russell's horror return, Witchboard, was debuted by Collider, and this one is finally starting to feel like a horror flick from the director of Dream Warriors, The Blob, and The Mask. Yes, Chuck Russell directed all of the above films, and yes, we're talking about The Mask starring Jim Carrey. Speaking of which, a dude's face gets peeled off like a mask in the new red band trailer for the Witchboard remake, which we invite you to check out down below. Look for Witchboard to release in theaters on August 15th, 2025. The new film is set in present-day New Orleans and centers on a cursed artifact unleashing a vengeful witch, drawing a young couple into a deadly spiral of possession, temptation, and occult terror. Ooh, right up Jamie's alley, right? More witch talk here. Witchboard is rated R for strong bloody violence, gore, language, drug content, some sexual content, and brief nudity. And you certainly see some of that in this red band trailer, folks. I'm just going to let you know for all the thirsty people out there in the audience. And then they're just dropping some casting information. We've talked about the, I think we've talked about the Witchboard remake here on the channel. You know, I'm not super familiar with the original film. I don't know that I've ever seen the original Witchboard film, but I want to cover this because I saw the trailer and thought it looked pretty damn good, actually. And yeah, Chuck Russell. I mean, Dream Warriors is, I think, one of the best A Nightmare on Elm Street movies. It's not my favorite. It's maybe like my third favorite, you know, third or fourth, depending on the day. But I really enjoy that one. I love The Blob. His Blob remake I really like. So, yeah, you know, even though this stuff is usually I don't know. I guess it is kind of in my wheelhouse since I'm such a big Evil Dead fan, you know, that just the spooky occult kind of stuff. This one looks pretty good to me. I am going to check this out in theaters. I've got the AMC A-list, so I might as well check it out in theaters. But I'm curious to know what you guys are thinking about this Witchboard film, the remake, directed by Chuck Russell. Let me know in the live chat if you're kicking it live with us. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments. Let me know your thoughts of this Red Band trailer and give me a sense of, you know, how excited you are for this remake, and tell me if you're a fan of the original. Maybe that's a movie I need to watch this spooky season as a first time watch. So let me know down below, and make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content. Guys, this community just keeps on growing because you all are so awesome. So let's keep it up and reach that next milestone together. Okay, guys, let's see what you're thinking about Witchboard. Maybe I'm way off on this one and you guys don't give a fuck. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. Davey, how much of a super chat do I need to give you to watch Kill List from 2011? I don't know. I don't know, Gaz. You want me to watch it like on the channel or just watch it and talk about it on a stream? Let me know. Yeah, I don't know. No one's ever asked me that before. No one's ever asked me. Let's see here. Do have Witchboard on my list. I need to get it on mine. Jamie says I saw the OG Witchboard in theater, and then she's got our little emoji, our little popcorn emoji. Destiny really enjoy the OG Witchboard. It seems like something you would like. You've got a little bit of a witchy vibe, Des. I mean that in the most, like, obviously the most, you know, positive, glowing way ever. I mean, you know, dark hair, pale skin. Yeah, I guess that's enough for me. Kind of a witchy, gothy vibe. I dig it. I dig it. I sent some of these articles. Thank you. Of course, Paula. I appreciate you sending me stuff as well. Thank you. Des recommended the original Witchboard to me last year. I liked it a lot. Hell yeah. Jay Diamond says Witchboard looks so awesome. I've heard nothing but good things about how Chuck Russell has made it feel like a classic 80s slasher. I'm excited. Hell yeah, man. Me too. I'm getting more and more excited. The OG Witchboard starred Tawny Katane. Katane. I spelled that wrong. I probably spelled that wrong. I know who you're talking about. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. Yep. If it's about witches, I'm going to watch it. Love it. Yeah, the trailer does look good. It does look good, yeah. Love the Blob. Kevin Dillon's haircut in that movie, top notch. All the hair, all the 80s hair. Definitely save the original for spooky season. All right. I'm interested, says Aaron. Not jumping for joy interested, but I'd like to see it. I haven't watched the trailer, though. Yeah, it was, I think I watched it over at the Horror Show channel when we did one of those trailer roundups, and I was like, dang, this looks pretty legit, you know? A total AMC Plus movie. If I didn't have that, I'd wait until streaming. Yeah, a lot of movies for me, I would wait until streaming for sure. You've got it. $50 super chat sounds fair, right? Yeah. Witchy woman. Not on your own time. You could watch the trailer now, though. My top 10 horrors of all time, and I don't say that lightly. Kill List from 2011. So I would say this, Gaz. I don't know. Maybe is $10 a decent place to start for me to watch a movie? Kind of, you know, that's not so bad, right? If you want me to do a review, maybe 20. I don't know. I feel very awkward, you know, putting a dollar value on something that I haven't thought much about before. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe like, yeah, 10 to watch, 20 to watch and do a review, something like that. But if you're feeling froggy, you know, 50, that sounds great. I love that too. I'll take whatever you got. Let's see here. Vecna's in it. Is that you mean the actor? See, I'm like, I know the name Vecna from Stranger Things, but I have not watched anything past season 2. Total witchy aura. Something about you chicks that dig Twin Peaks, right? Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, guys, if you don't subscribe over to the Horror Show channel, sometimes I do reviews over there with Cecil and some of the rest of the team. But they've been doing the Horror Show for about 11 years now, somewhere near like 55,000 subs. So a whole bunch of really fun content over there. Cecil's a very creative, awesome guy. And yeah, if you're not subbed over there, give him some love. All right, let's see what we got next here, guys. Holy cow, there it is. Gaz dropping the New Zealand $20. I'm curious, I wonder what the exchange rate is for New Zealand money. I'm curious to see. I have no idea. New Zealand dollar exchange rate. Okay. All right, there we go. So to one New Zealand dollar is 59 cents on the US dollar. Okay, you got it, Gaz. I will watch and review. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it, bud. Hell yeah. Love seeing it, right, Erica? We love seeing it. Help me pay some of the bills. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next story here. All right, so Peacock is developing a series based on Eli Roth's Hostel. So this is going to be a TV series starring Paul Giamatti, guys. And I'm really excited because just last night we were talking about how Paul Giamatti really loves horror. He's a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan. I would love to see him in some horror films, but it's encouraging to see him, you know, being able to take part in a horror TV series. And even though Hostel isn't necessarily my cup of tea, I know a lot of you guys really enjoy it out there. And I love Paul Giamatti as a performer. He's just got he's got the it factor. He's just very gripping. He pulls me right in. And, you know, last night specifically, I was saying, if they ever like rebooted Halloween, I'd want to see Paul Giamatti play Loomis. I think it would be awesome. I think he'd be a great cast for that one. If they're going to go like a little bit older, if they wanted to go a little bit younger, somebody like Jeffrey Wright, who played, you know, Commissioner Gordon in the Batman, or Felix Leiter in the Daniel Craig Bond films. But yeah, so this is really encouraging here. You know, Peacock seems to be leaning into the horror stuff now. That's pretty cool. And Paul Giamatti to star. So let's go ahead and check out this article by John Squires of Bloody Disgusting. So we got a little image of the hostile baddie there. A little bit of a Viking meets the Black Phone kind of vibe there. The article says Eli Roth's Hostel franchise is coming back to life with a television series, we recently learned. And Variety updates this morning that the series is in development at streamer Peacock. Academy Award nominee Paul Giamatti is attached to star. Variety also notes in today's report that Eli Roth will be writing, directing, and producing the Hostel series, which marks his return to the franchise almost 20 years after Hostel Part 2. Well, that's really good news that he's writing, directing, and producing. So it should feel very consistent with the tone that we got from the movies, you know. The article continues. The outlet reports Chris Briggs and Mike Fleiss, who produced all the Hostel films, are executive producers. Fifth season is the studio. Exact plot details are being kept under wraps. Giamatti is actually a longtime fan of the Hostel films. Quote, Eli was shooting Hostel in Prague, and I was shooting The Illusionist, and I met him. We talked about me actually killing somebody in that movie, but it never panned out, Giamatti told Entertainment Weekly in a 2013 interview. That's pretty awesome that they get to circle back and do something together finally. And then we just get a little bit of a recap on what the Hostel series is all about, which I'm sure you guys know, you horror-loving fiends. And a fun little shot of Paul Giamatti from 30 Coins. I'm guessing he's going to be playing a villain. You know, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think in the live chat if you're watching live. If you're watching this after the fact, jump on into the comments. Let me know your thoughts on an Eli Roth Hostel TV series that he's writing, directing, and producing, which I think is probably the best news that a TV show based on a movie franchise could get, is that the original creator comes back. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think about Paul Giamatti being cast here. And let me know your thoughts on my idea of having him be Dr. Loomis whenever we happen to get Halloween returning, because we know at some point it will happen. And yeah, guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because the community is awesome and it is growing. And we're going to keep on covering movie news and TV news related to horror, so you don't want to miss one bit of it. All right, let's see what you guys think about this in the chat. Paul Giamatti, choice. Yes. I don't think they have any other casting news out. Yeah. He'll be the boss of the torture factory. He'll be like the person that's like financing it all. Yeah. Pig vomit. Yeah, I love Paul Giamatti. American Splendor is one of my favorites. I love that movie so much. Paul Giamatti was in that movie John Dies at the End, and that was a horror movie. There you go, Gory. Yeah, you're right. You are right. I'm partially interested, but as I've said many times, TV series are hard for me. I'm the same way, Aaron. Committing to a series / finding time is an issue, and the whole stringing viewers along thing is an issue. I have the same gripes, man. I'm right there with you. I would rather, if they're going to do these TV shows, just like 6 to 8 episodes, be able to produce it one season a year, and know when to call it quits and move on, right? Yeah, they're making some moves. And I think you can pretty much do whatever you want on Peacock. I watched that MacGruber limited series they did on Peacock. It is filthy, guys. It is like the blood and everything. I can hardly talk. Like, there's plenty of gore and all that stuff, even though it's a comedy, but the humor is so filthy in that TV show, and it's all on Peacock, and it's just like, it's, I would say, X-rated pretty much, like very hard R, you know. Jared Harris would be my choice for Loomis, but Giamatti is a good shout. Who is Jared Harris? Let me look that up. Looking it up right now. Actor from Chernobyl. Is that who you're talking about? Oh, yeah. He's definitely got a Donald Pleasance look. Yeah. I would say if you're casting someone that you want to have look exactly like the Donald Pleasance version, I think that would be the way to go. I guess with Giamatti, I think he does have like a look about him that I really like, and I think he's such a fine performer. But yeah, Jared Harris has got the Donald Pleasance vibe for sure. Jay says Hostel's not my cup of tea either, Davey. Depending on how gory it is, I may check it out, simply because I do want to support any and all TV horror shows. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's not, torture porn is really not my thing. I never watched the sequel or any. I don't even know if there were movies past the sequel. I watched the original Hostel in theaters, and it was just a bit much for me, unfortunately. Have a great night, Jamie. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, girl. Sleep well. Private Parts is friggin' awesome. Yes, you are right. Never really gotten a Hostel I don't like. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Eli. I do think the first 2 Hostel movies get a bad rap. I don't consider them as merely torture porn. There's some pretty good social commentary in those films. Yeah, I think if I remember, like the first third of the movie is like, you know, a whole bunch of sex, and then the second 2/3 are very excruciating close-up violence, but I could be wrong. All right, there we go. Down the hatch with the water. I love torture horror. I don't know what that says about me as a person. Well, I don't think it really says anything bad about you, Erica. I just think there's certain things that like vibe with people more, you know? Like it's weird because Evil Dead is my favorite horror movie franchise, and it's very explicitly gory, but I would say like the Terrifier kind of gore is not really my cup of tea, like the way that it's the main feature. but at the same time, stuff like Evil Dead and Dead Alive, I really love. So it's like, there's no rhyme or reason. It's like, you just like what you like, you know? I think what it says about you is that you have your own unique taste. And I think that's good, right? Yeah, I think that's good. I found out within the last like maybe 10 years that I really love slow burn haunted house movies. It's not like I never disliked them before, but it was like House of the Devil, Innkeepers, and then I saw like The Changeling and We Are Still Here, and I'm like, oh my god, I really love these kinds of movies. It just like kind of clicked where I was like, I'm having an epiphany that this is a subgenre that is one of my favorites, and I never had even thought about it that way. I put on Terrifier 2 to sleep. Yeah, I don't think art is torture porn or anything like that, but it's very, very gory. Yeah, it was crazy. That MacGruber limited series was nuts. It was nuts. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next story here. What else do we have? Do you guys want me to talk about The Conjuring Last Rites? Let me know in the chat. Do you want Conjuring Last Rites? I don't really know too much about this franchise, but we can cover the news on the trailer. But you guys got to let me know what you're into. Boom, there it is. A 199 pounds from Space Hunter 83, couple of bucks towards pizza, Dave. Off to shower. Well, thank you so much for the 199 pounds, Space Hunter 83. Really appreciate you, bud. Don't slip and fall in the shower. I hope it's a great experience. You know, you think through some projects or some things that you got to work out, maybe sing a song or two. You know what I like to do is I bring a waterproof Bluetooth speaker into the shower, and I listen to YouTube in the shower. Sometimes I listen to live streams in the shower, guys. Tonight I was showering and listening to the Ghost Files with Vincent DeSanti. So, and I'm probably not the only one that likes to jump in the shower and listen to Vincent DeSanti. Gaz, I'm way good on never seeing Human Centipede again. Yeah, I won't watch that. And thank you again, Space Hunter 83, for the 199. All right, Aaron wants to talk about Conjuring. No, nothing on a release. At least there wasn't anything in that article. So if it's not covered on the article, I don't know. Yeah, but I'll continue to cover it, Antonis. So, you know, just keep on coming back for these really fun news streams that we do. And as we get more news on the Hostel TV show, I'll continue to cover it for sure. Maybe I need to jump back in and give those movies a shot again. Yeah, thank you so much, Space Hunter. Really appreciate it. All right, want some Conjuring talk? Heck yeah. We can watch the trailer together, guys, if you want to. YouTube and showers go hand in hand for me 90% of the time. Yeah, sometimes I might put on some music, but a lot of times it's either a straight up live stream or just a video that I want to check out. Gas says new Conjuring trailer was sick. What's happening, Joel? How you doing? Happy weekend right back to you. All right, guys. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the Conjuring stuff since it sounds like you guys want to have a chat about this. All right, folks, so The Conjuring Last Rites just dropped a brand new trailer for Ed and Lorraine's final nightmare. And this article comes to us by way of John Squires of Bloody Disgusting. Guys, let me know in the live chat. And if you're watching after the fact, let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Conjuring series and the whole Conjuring universe. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. I haven't seen all of the movies within this universe, but I feel like I've seen like 4 of these movies. The first couple Conjuring movies and some of the other ancillary stuff outside of that. So let's go ahead and check out this article from Bloody Disgusting. We got a nice still image there of Vera Farmiga. And John Squires' article kicks off with, "The Devil Has Come to Pennsylvania." The final film in the franchise, The Conjuring Last Rites, is headed to theaters this September with Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson starring in one last terrifying adventure. Watch the final trailer for the final installment below. Discover why this case ended it all in theaters September 5th, 2025. And The Conjuring Last Rites draws inspiration from the real-life Smurl family haunting, which you can read about. There's a hyperlink there. So I don't know much about, maybe I've watched a video in the past on this Smurl family haunting, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But the article continues with, from New Line Cinema comes the 9th entry in the more than $2 billion theatrical Conjuring universe, or $2 billion theatrical Conjuring universe. The Conjuring Last Rites, directed by franchise veteran Michael Chavez and produced by franchise architects James Wan and Peter Safran. Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson reunite for one last case as renowned real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren in a powerful and spine-chilling addition to the global box office breaking franchise. Farmiga and Wilson star alongside Mia Tomlinson and Ben Hardy, who portray Ed and Lorraine's daughter Judy Warren and her boyfriend Tony Spira, as well as Steve Coulter returning as Father Gordon, Rebecca Calder, Elliot Cowan, Keela Lord Cassidy, Bo Gadsden, John Brotherton, and Shannon Kook. Chavez directs from a screenplay by Ian Goldberg and Richard Nang and David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick. Story by David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick and James Wan, based on characters created by Chad Hayes and Carrie W. Hayes. Executive producers are Michael Clear, Judson Scott, Hans Ritter, David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick. This guy's name's all over the place. Natalia Safran, John Rickard, and Michael Chavez. So there we go. We got the whole breakdown on the cast and every single person that is a producer or creator or writer. So yeah, this one is going to be released in theaters. Looks like internationally it's going to start on the 3rd of September 2025, out here in the States September 5th, and it's going to be in IMAX. Okay, so having said that I have the AMC A-list, I am going to go check this out in the theaters, even if I'm not caught all the way up. I'm familiar enough with who Ed and Lorraine Warren are and all of that business. And yeah, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. I've seen all sorts of stuff about like how everything they've done has been like completely debunked. I know it's still fun to like watch the fictional version of it all. But let me know your thoughts on the real life Ed and Lorraine Warren. Do you buy it? Do you not? Are you skeptical? Do you believe it? But here, guys, we can watch this trailer. Let me just put a pause on the music. Do you guys want to watch the trailer? Let me know in the chat. Oh my goodness, we got my chunky Jordy popping on in. Yes, Erica wants to watch the chat or watch the trailer. So does Gaz. So does Paula. So does Aaron. Here we go. So I'm going to pause the music. And how about I mute my mic? All right, guys, let's go ahead and give this Conjuring Last Rites trailer a watch. And here we go. And there it is, guys. The Conjuring Last Rites trailer. Yeah, I saw Dean jumped in, our guy Dean Renner, saying, oh my gosh, the trailer gives away so much. I think, these movies are kind of like they are like the Transformers franchise for horror, I feel like they kind of got that vibe. But yeah, guys, there is the trailer, the latest trailer for The Conjuring Last Rites. Let me know in the chat what you think about this movie, if you're looking forward to this one, if you're a fan of all of the Conjuring. Let me know what your favorite one is, because I've missed some of these. And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments, give me your thoughts on the Conjuring series, and let me know how pumped you are for this final entry, or at least the final entry as far as Ed and Lorraine. Oh my gosh, I can't even think right now. I can't even talk right now. Or give me your thoughts at least on the final installment for Ed and Lorraine Warren's story here, because maybe they'll keep things going with the other characters they have. But yeah, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we're going to keep on covering a whole bunch of horror movie and TV news right here on the channel, and you don't want to miss a thing. All right, jumping back on over to the room here, the little chat room. Let's see here. Dark Room Reviews drops a super sticker, and I saw it over on YouTube. It is a poop emoji. Oh, love it, Joel. Thank you so much. Thank you for the poop. Can't wait for Weapons next week. I'm very excited for Weapons. Yes. Yeah. Listen to 80s music in the shower. There you go. Let's see what else we've got. 25 people here at 3 a.m. Eastern time. What the? I know it's been crazy, Dean. I've been doing these late night streams, and some of them have gotten up to like the mid 30s at points. It's wild. Jay Diamond says, I like some of the Annabelle movies, Davey, and The Curse of La Llorona. I haven't seen The Nun, and I've only seen 1 or 2 of the actual Conjuring movies. Yeah, I've seen the first 2, and then I don't think I've seen The Nun. What are the other ones? I think I've seen the first Annabelle. Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I'm on West Coast time too. Yeah. You guys are, the East Coast people are crazy for being up this late. like Erica and Aaron. Gory Tiger jumps in and says they made a TV movie about the Smurl family. I know I've read the story. It's just a lot of those real life haunted house stories like kind of blur together for me, you know. You're all good. You're all good, Jay. You're all good. Just got home from work. How was it, Dean? How was it? Was it lucrative? I sure hope so. I'd rather have another Annabelle film than see the Warrens one more time. Well, maybe you'll still get another Annabelle film. Maybe you will. Yeah, the Warrens are used car salesmen slanging snake oil. Yeah. I like them, says Erica. I think it works really well in the films and everything, right? It's all for fun. Really like the Conjuring movies? All right. Hell yeah. That's a cute trailer. I'm in for it, but I'm not watching any more trailers for this. Yeah. I was like so against watching trailers, and then, you know, when I hang out with you guys and you're all like, you want to watch the trailer, like I don't want to keep that from you guys. Who am I? Who am I to say that, you know, you can't watch the trailer with me? So, no worries. No worries, Antonis. No worries at all, man. That's why I always like to give you guys the opportunity to tell me if you want to watch it. And then, of course, to give you the heads up, you know, so that way you can dip out if you want to, for sure. Not a fan of religious horror. Yeah, I like some of it. Some of it works for me. Some of it doesn't. That's the kind of trailer for a movie that could go either way. It could be edited well enough to hide how shitty it is, or it could be great. Hard to get a read. Yeah, I think so too. I'm sort of like, it's like they're showing a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't really know like what it all means. You know, I don't have much like frame of reference for it. Oh shit. Seeing Weapons Tuesday night. I'm really hoping I get to go on Tuesday as well, Dean. I'm the backup. So if the primary falls out, then I'll be checking it out on Tuesday at the press screening. Are you going for as a member of the press, or did you get a ticket for, because I know with some of those press screenings or like pre-screenings, you put your email out there and then you can get a ticket if you're one of the fortunate few. Yes, make sure you hit that like button. And if you don't, Erica's going to come after you. You know, just look out. Look out. Let's see what else we got going on. Ashton, thank you so much for kicking it with us, bud. Hope you have a great sleep. And we'll see you next time around. Yeah, almost 3:30 out there. Yep. Connecticut. Yeah. I was born in Groton, Connecticut. Yep. Yeah, Bloody Disgusting is great. That's my go-to for sure. Have I seen the trailer for Candy Apple? That movie looks punk as fuck. No, I haven't even heard of this movie. I don't think wait. Maybe I have. Maybe I have seen it, Eli. I could be wrong. Candy Apple. Candy Apple movie. I don't think I have seen the trailer for this one. No, I haven't. Hopefully you can get there, Davey. I picked up a free promo screening. Wow. That is awesome, man. I have to get on that, Dean. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. I have no excuse. No excuse at all. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got a couple quick ones. How about I tear through a few quick ones here with you guys? Boom, here we go. Okay, guys, this is like, it's kind of horror. It's kind of not. I mean, the first Gremlins movie has like horror elements and everything. But we've heard talk of a Gremlins 3 for so long, and based on this article here by John Squires of Bloody Disgusting, it says Gremlins 3 script reportedly written and waiting on Spielberg's approval. So why not? And the whole wave of legacy sequels and everything that we've been seeing, why not come on back and have another Gremlins film? Look at that face on Gizmo right there. It just kind of cracks me up. He's given like a Homer Simpson kind of face. He's got his O face on. Oh. The article says original Gremlins writer Chris Columbus has penned a brand new screenplay for a brand new Gremlins movie. But what's the status on that Warner Brothers project here in the summer of 2025? According to franchise star Zach Galligan, the ball is now in Steven Spielberg's court. Quote, after 35 years, they've come up with a script, Galligan told the crowd at Comic-Con Manchester. Warner Brothers is incredibly interested in doing it. Apparently, it's waiting on Mr. Spielberg to read it and approve it. But you can thank the success of Beetlejuice. All right. So at least one good thing could come from Beetlejuice. I didn't enjoy that movie particularly. It was fine, but nothing amazing or anything like that. The article continues with, this lines up with recent comments from the top brass over at Warner Brothers, with CEOs Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi stating in an interview earlier this year that they're excited to be working with Amblin and Chris Columbus on a new installment in the Gremlins film franchise. Talk of a third Gremlins movie has come and gone several times over the years, and you can read all about that lengthy history over on the franchise's official Wikipedia page. But we had first heard about a new script written by Chris Columbus back in 2017, with that iteration of the script described as being both twisted and dark. And back in 2017, Columbus said, I'm really proud of the script. It is as twisted and dark as anything. So we'll see. It's always a budgetary conversation when we're going to shoot it. I wanted to go back to the really twisted sensibility of the first movie. I found that was a very easy place for me to fall back into and start writing again. So hopefully we'll see that movie soon. And here we are 8 years later, and it looks like we're just one final step away from it, getting the green light to head into pre-production. And let's see here. Gremlins more recently returned to the screen with a 2-season animated prequel series on HBO Max, but Galligan's comments suggest the return of the Gremlins as a film franchise has less to do with any success on that front and more to do with Tim Burton's Beetlejuice successfully reviving a similarly beloved 80s franchise to the tune of $452 million. So stay tuned for more Gremlins news here. Oh, look at this beautiful shot of the Christmas caroling Gremlins from the very first movie. Love to see it. Those puppets are amazing. They are so gorgeous. Hopefully they stick with some practical in Gremlins 3 if this movie ever happens. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. So let me know if you're watching the live stream. Let me know in the chat. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments. Give me your thoughts on the Gremlins franchise. Are you excited about a third movie possibly? I think it's pretty exciting with Chris Columbus writing the script. And it sounds like if Galligan's talking about it, it sounds like he's got a place there. And maybe they can bring Phoebe Cates out of retirement for something like this. I think that would be really fun to see as well. So let me know in the comments, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we're going to keep on covering horror movie and TV show news for the foreseeable future. All right, let's move on over to the next story. I'm just going to tear through a couple of these really quick. This one's a pretty short one. And I'm just sharing this because I really love this movie. Guys, we are still here celebrating its 10th anniversary with a new Blu-ray. If you guys haven't seen We Are Still Here, I highly recommend you give it a watch, especially if you're into slow burn haunted house movies. This one is excellent. I saw it for the first time on a plane about 10 years ago. It freaked the hell out of me. I just kind of watched it on a whim. I was like, oh, maybe this will be fun. You know, it's got Barbara Crampton in it. I really like Barbara Crampton, and it had some good reviews. So I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. Maybe it'll be or maybe it'll surprise me. And it definitely surprised me. So I'm just going to tear through this one really quick. Love that image there of one of the ghosts from the film. The article here by Alex DiVincenzo of Bloody Disgusting says, We Are Still Here will celebrate its 10th anniversary with a new Blu-ray edition. Due out August 5th, it's available for $29.98 exclusively from Dark Sky Selects. From producer Travis Stevens, the 2015 horror film marked the feature debut of writer-director Ted Gugan. I think it's pronounced differently. I think it's Gagan. I think is how you say it. There we go. From writer-director Ted Gagan. Special features include an audio commentary with writer-director Ted Gagan, audio commentary by writer-director Ted Gagan and producer Travis Stevens, The Darkness Under the House, the lore of We Are Still Here, which is new. This House Needs a Family, We Are Still Here 10 years later, which is also new. And then there's a behind the scenes and a couple of their trailers there. And then they just, they go into the backstory here of the story. The movie starts out with a couple that's lost their college age son. They relocate to a New England countryside home, and there's something in the home and something about the town that is just a little bit off. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You guys can read the whole thing on the site if you want to. I'm just going to leave this image up here. I really dig this movie. I think it's a movie that's well worth your time, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. If you have not seen this movie, it is a perfect spooky season addition to your repertoire as we, cruise forward towards Halloween. We're less than 3 months away now, which is very exciting. But guys, let me know in the live chat if you're watching right now what you think of We Are Still Here. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Tell me what your favorite Barbara Crampton movie is. I know she's been in so many. One of my favorite horror actresses for sure. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because the community is growing and we're going to keep on covering this awesome horror movie and TV show news. All right, now moving over to the last one of this bunch. Oh my gosh, this, guys, I'm sure you guys saw this. It came out, July 28th? Okay. So Return of the Living Dead is just the gift that keeps on giving. Every July 4th, or I guess July 3rd, is a good time to revisit the original film. And we're getting like a reboot of sorts. And then I think even there's two different groups that have the rights to this story, and there's two movies in the works as far as I know. But right here we've got news that there is a video game with called More Brains Assault on Unida, and there's a trailer here. I'm curious to know what you guys think of this trailer, especially you hardcore Return of the Living Dead fans. We get a little shot there from the video game. Looks like absolute mayhem, as it should. And I don't know, have you guys seen the trailer for this? Let me know if you're watching live, if you've seen this one. We'll go ahead and get into that and watch it together, because there's a couple of odd things in there, at least in my opinion. But the article here from John Squire says, the horror comedy franchise The Return of the Living Dead is coming back to life with two different film projects, meta sequel Trash's Revenge and a reboot of the original movie. And we've learned this morning that an official video game is also shambling our way. From the Return of the Living Dead universe, that's like a running thing now, Jason universe, Return of the Living Dead universe. So from the Return of the Living Dead universe, More Brains Assault on Unida from Dragon Games is said to put, quote, brains back on the menu, end quote, and it's now funding on Cinebacker. Okay, so it's a little bit of a crowdfunding kind of thing. The team previews, quote, fight through waves of the undead in this cult horror tribute. Iconic zombies, brutal gore, and yes, they still want more brains. Support the carnage now, end quote. So yeah, it looks like the film or the video game project looks to be an expansion on the aforementioned Trash's Revenge film project, with the game serving as a blood-soaked, brain-hungry experience that picks up where Trash's Revenge leaves off. Supporting the project will get you early beta access to the upcoming PC game, and you can also get yourself in the credits and shout-outs in the game itself. So there's a link there to donate to the campaign. And why don't we give this trailer a little bit of a watch, shall we? Let's see here. I'm going to pause that. There we go. If you don't want to watch the trailer, this is the time to dip out. I'm going to close off the music here and mute my mic, and then we'll get going. All right, guys, let's check out this trailer together and let's see what we think. I'm very interested in knowing your thoughts in the live chat. And of course, for those of you who are watching after the fact, please let me know your thoughts on this trailer and this new video game endeavor down in the comments. Here we go.
You thought the nightmare was over, but the dead have other plans. The gas is loose. Unida Medical Supply is breached. Brains are back on the menu. From the world of Return of the Living Dead comes the official game. More brains. Assault on Unida. Fight through waves of undead in this cult horror tribute. Iconic zombies. Brutal gore. And yes, they still want more brains. Support the carnage now at Cinebacker.com.
So very much a teaser there. Is that just is the AI mispronouncing that? I always thought it was Unida, as in you need the, yeah, you need it. We got it. Unida. But then they're saying Unida, sort of like undead. Is that what's supposed to be going on here? I don't even know. Duncan wants to say hi, everyone. Hello. I don't know. Just really odd. It sort of strikes me as a little odd, what sounds to me like mispronunciation on the Unida. To me, it's Unida. I feel like us fans, that's what we've been saying for 40 years now. So kind of odd to hear it said in a different way there. But guys, let me know in the live chat, and if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments, give me your thoughts on this one. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we are cruising towards that 1,600 sub mark, and we'd love to have you as part of our amazing horror YouTube community here. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, and I'll see you next time around. Okay, let me jump on over to you guys in the chat. And I think what I'm going to do here is do this. And I think I'm going to do this. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay. So I'm going to jump on back over because I know I covered 3 stories in a row, and get your guys' thoughts on everything here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, ripping through some news. Fun fact, the Gremlins were going to kill Billy's mom and dog. I'm so happy they didn't do that. Don't kill the dog. Don't kill the mom. The mom is badass. I'll wait to see if Steven Spielberg approves this script or not before getting excited for it, because they've put the kibosh on Gremlin sequels in the past. Yeah. You know, if Chris Columbus is pumped on it, I have a good feeling that Spielberg will like it, and at the very least would, you know, give some notes back to where they can fine tune it and put it in a spot where he feels good producing it, you know? Yeah, we need Gremlins practical puppets if they go forward. Absolutely. Wonder if Joe Dante is going to direct. I mean, they could bring him back, or, you know, Chris Columbus is a really good director as well. So maybe he'd want to step in and take a crack at it as well, since I think Dante did both of the Gremlins movies, right? I hope Corey Feldman returns. We'll see. Feldman is, you know, he's a little bit of like an X factor, a little bit of a wild card, you know? So I don't know if he really has like the chops necessary. Just because of everything he's gone through in his life. I don't know if he's really got it, but I would certainly be down with, you know, them giving him a shot. We all need a pet Gizmo. Yeah. Gizmo's so adorable. Yeah. I have a couple NECA Gremlin figures along with 2 Gizmos that sing and dance from NECA. So I'm a Gremlins fan, but they've been trying to make a sequel since the 90s. Yeah. I don't know, Dean. It's really good. I mean, it is one of those movies along with like The Changeling. It's like top tier for me. I even think that because I really I loved House of the Devil like the first time I watched it, totally blown away. I've seen it a couple times since then, and the sheen has sort of worn off when I revisit it. But I have watched We Are Still Here a few times, and I've loved it every single time. I'm a big fan, for sure. 30 likes, hell yeah. Hell yeah. If they can capture the spirit of the original without overdoing Easter eggs, throwbacks, fan service, the new Gremlins could be great. That's the thing, right? You don't want it to be just a cameo fest and winking at the camera fest either, you know? Might have to pick up that Blu-ray for the new features. There you go. Heck yeah. Yeah, a new commentary and some retrospective stuff for sure. We Are Still Here is awesome, says Aaron Click. Possibly my favorite Barbara Crampton film. That's very high praise. And she's great in it. When I met her about a year and a half ago, she had all these pictures from so many amazing movies that she's been in. I grabbed the picture from We Are Still Here to have her sign that one because I'm just such a huge fan, and it's a different kind of thing for Barbara Crampton. I think she's really damn good in it. Let's see what else we got going on here. Anita. I know, it's really weird, right? With all due respect, says Paula, The Last of Us has better zombies. Are they technically, do they call them zombies in The Last of Us? I've never played those games or watched the show. Yeah, it's Unita. It's just the AI voice doesn't know how to do it, or they really are trying to do an undead kind of thing. But it's like they don't get it because the sign says you need it, we got it. So Unita. It seems like plain as day to me. Is House of the Devil a good movie, Davey? I have it saved on Tubi. That's why I'm asking. I think it's certainly worth a watch. Yeah, it's is it Ty West's first movie? It's one of his first. If it's not his first full-length feature, it's got to be one of them. I really enjoyed it. It has a really cool, like, early to mid 80s aesthetic that plays very well. But it just, for whatever reason, when I revisited the film, I just didn't enjoy it as much on the revisit. But I think it's certainly worth watching, especially if you like, you know, kind of eerie, occult / haunted house kind of vibe. It's not really a haunted house, but it's like a slow burn occult movie. I would say you dig it. You would dig it. I think it's Unita. Yeah, me too. All the way. They have different names and types for them, but they're basically zombies. Yeah. Set in the 70s. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was like supposed to be late 70s, early 80s. They did a great job with the production design and the costumes and like the look of the film. Like you can watch that movie and feel like you're putting in an old VHS of a movie that was just like lost media, you know. House of the Devil is good. I think it is his debut. It looks very 70s, 80s. What's happening, Brian McCall? Welcome on back, sir. Great to have you joining us here. Yeah, I think House of the Devil's good. Good, not great. But we are still here. Oh my goodness. I am still here for that movie. Let's see here. I'm just looking at the other news stories, although I can feel myself losing steam, so I don't want to drag you guys on forever. Do you guys want a couple more news stories here as I talk until I can't talk anymore? I've been a huge Jocelyn Donahue fan since House of the Devil. Is that the name of the lead? I'm kind of ignorant on that one, Ben, but if that is the name of the lead, yes, she's very good in the film. I love the House of the Devil. The tension just slowly ratchets up. Yeah, it's got a good slow burn quality. I would say like the Innkeepers is an even slower burn. So House of the Devil, I would say, moves a little bit more swiftly. But I enjoy both of them. I want Ty West to try his own thing. He needs to stay away from being paying homage to past looks. Well, I mean, you know, it was something. Obviously, it was something he wanted to do, right? So there was something where he felt called to do that. But you know, I think X, Pearl, and Maxine, those are all like very different looking movies and a really good tight trilogy. I enjoyed all of them, even though Maxine, people kind of poo-pooed Maxine a little bit. I really enjoyed Maxine quite a bit. Greta Gerwig is in that, future director of Barbie. Oh, in the House of the Devil, or she play like one of the friends or something. I guess it's been a handful of years since I've seen it. But yeah, that's a nice little tidbit there. Second full length. Okay, I think Bats was his first. Oh, I don't know if I've seen Bats, although I think I've heard of that one. We love you too, Paula. Hope you have a great sleep, and we'll see you next time around. If you're tired, Davey, you can end the stream and save the rest of the stories for tomorrow if that works for you. There you go. Booyah. The friend that drives her there. Okay. Is she the friend that she like has pizza with like early on in the movie too? I think I can kind of like, I'm picturing it right now. House of the Devil is actually set in the early 80s, but it has that look. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really nice like VHS kind of look to it. But yeah, I mean, I could keep on going with a couple more news stories, guys, but I could save some stuff here. The pizza friend. There you go. I love that. When they're at the pizza spot, like that sends me all the way back to like going to the mall as a kid in the 80s, like the way that the menu looks on the screen. There's something like so nostalgic about all of that in the House of the Devil. Amazing production design, just absolutely amazing. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to save a couple of these for tomorrow, I think, because I am sort of losing steam and I do have to wake up relatively early for work in the morning. It sucks, I know, but it's about 12:40 here out in Phoenix, Arizona. Guys, I'm going to keep on going with the late night streams. Hopefully tomorrow I don't start as late as I did today. You know, but I ended up going to see The Naked Gun, so we just got rolling a little bit later tonight than I had hoped. But yeah, we'll keep up the late night streams here while I'm house sitting. Brian says his X trilogy is great. The movies still intentionally look like they were made at that time they were set. Ty also did a great Western, In a Valley of Violence. I've not heard of that one, Brian. Have you guys seen that one? Let me know in the chat if you've seen In a Valley of Violence and what you think of it. I only lived there for 2 months, unfortunately, Jay. I was born in Groton, and then my family moved to Bowie, Maryland when I was 2 months old. So I don't remember anything about it, but I would love to go back and visit, you know, and actually get to experience Connecticut. And I guess I would have to check out Papa Gino's if it's still around. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, Erica. You are awesome. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you the next time we see you. All right, there we are. Ben is a fan of In a Valley of Violence as well, and here I am. I'm just now hearing about it for the very first time. Ethan Hawke and John Travolta. All right. Ethan Hawke is great. John Travolta, sometimes he's really good. It is kind of like a movie, you know, case-by-case sort of basis for me as far as like how I feel about, you know, John Travolta. But yeah, guys, I guess I'll just save some of these other stories for next time around. I'm going to wrap it up there. It is getting late, and I know for you people out in the East Coast, it's been late for some time. It's technically Saturday for all of us now out here. So I hope you guys have a great evening, or I guess morning, and a really awesome Saturday. I've got work in the morning, and then I think I'm going to enjoy the pool a little bit. I might even take a little dip in the pool right now before I head to bed. That sounds kind of fun. A little nighttime pool action, all by myself. Nothing weird at all. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much to the Patreon members, to the YouTube channel members. Welcome and congratulations to our brand new YouTube channel members that were gifted memberships this evening. Thank you guys so much to everyone who dropped a super chat. We had Hollywood Lido with a $4.99, Yaz Hearsome with a New Zealand 20 bucker, Space Hunter 83 with a £1.99, and Joel from Dark Room Reviews dropping a 99-cent super sticker. Oh yeah, and big thank you to the mods. All of the Death Squad mods are amazing. You guys are incredible. Maybe I don't say it enough, guys, but I really appreciate every single one of you. This community just keeps on growing and getting better and better, and you guys are such a huge reason for that. I wonder if we've got what we're looking at as far as sub count goes. Last I saw, we were 16 away from crossing 1,600, and now we're just 14 away. Just 14 subs away from hitting that 1,600 mark. How exciting is that? That is way too awesome. You guys are beautiful. I love you all. I'll be back tomorrow for another late night random stream. And yeah, guys, you guys know how we wrap this up here. Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.